guys, this is Ryan again from CNR Reviews. This is part 4 of our Kimber Custom 2 1911 customization or replacement part video, or series of videos here. Part 1 was the barrel bushing and how to fit that, how to put a new replacement barrel bushing in. Part 2 was the slide release, slide stop. This is a drop-in extended one from Wilson Combat. Part 3 was how to replace your thumb safety. And again, if you guys have any questions on that, let me know. It's a pretty tough one. So anyway, part 4 here, which kind of has to do with part 3. If you're I told you guys to remove the beaver tail, but didn't really show you guys how to do it. I told you guys to wait till part 4. So yeah, if you're looking for part 4, how to remove this, how to remove this beaver tail safety here. Here we go. First things first, guys. With your hammer cocked, which you need your hammer cocked to take out your thumb safety. With your hammer cocked, it puts pressure on your main spring here. So you need to release that. So you're gonna have to release your hammer.
Don't
just let it go, guys.
Yeah, you could damage, possibly break your hammer, or indent the weapon.
Sorry, it's not letting me. There it goes. All right, so let it up nice, nice and slow. Now what that does is it takes the pressure off of this mainspring housing and this little pin at the bottom here. Chad, do you want to zoom in on that pin there?
And that's the pin that has to be removed.
This is the little pin that has to be removed right here, guys. You can take off your grips if you want. I haven't ever taken my grips off when I've done this. I've taken them off for other reasons, but if you use a long enough punch, you don't need to take off your grip. So here's my punch here, and I'm using a rubber mallet. Guys, if you don't have a rubber mallet, head over to Walmart and get one for $2, okay? They are life changers.
That's right. That's where we got ours.
We've been using, and you don't have to get an expensive one. Just get a cheap, piece of crap one, man. I mean, ultra steel 16-ounce piece of crap rubber hammer, and it has worked great. It won't mar your finish on your gun. So, all right. So what you want to do is, it has a little indentation in that pin there, like Chad just showed you guys. So just put your punch in there. Since it doesn't have any, pressure on it really, it'll normally just pop right out. Mine, at first, I had to use a hammer to get it. Now, I can pretty much just push it out with the punch when there's no pressure on it. Of course, I was a freaking idiot and did it the first time with my hammer down. So, there was a lot of pressure on that damn thing. And I actually got my punch stuck in it the first time and had to pull that out. It was just a mess. So, don't do that. Release your hammer here, but again, guys, do it slow so it doesn't slam. Do it nice and slow, and it'll take the pressure off of that. So there's your pin. Just set that to the side. You're going to need that a little bit later. Next thing is just slide down your main housing just a little bit, just like that. It'll stick out probably 1/8 of an inch or so. You can just pull your beaver tail out like that. It'll just come out. The way your mainspring housing kind of keeps it in with some ridges there, guys. So this is a replacement beaver tail safety from Kimber, because the one that I got from Wilson Combat had too big of a relief cut here. It was just too much, guys. It was just too big. And with a beaver tail safety, you kind of want to buy one from your manufacturer. Because your manufacturer does, most 1911 manufacturers do a very specific cut here at the end of the frame. They're going to do that same cut on their beaver tail safeties. So, now, not to say that the Wilson Combat one, or if you're fitting it, on, you know, a regular Colt or something like that. That's what those are really made for. They're not really made for the specific cut on a Kimber. They're made to replace the old beaver tail safety. Well, it's not really a beaver tail safety. It's just a regular hand safety on or grip safety on the original Colt 1911. So that's going to fit that a lot better. There's also a commander style one that that Wilson carries. If you change this, if you change the beaver tail or if you change the grip safety to a beaver tail safety on an old 1911 to one of these style where it actually comes up, which is a beaver tail, you're gonna have to change the hammer too on that, because the old hammers, you need a commander style hammer. The commander style hammer is like that. It's kind of rounded. The original one is almost pointed like a hook. So because the other grip safeties kind of come down, they slope down. They don't go up like a beaver tail. So now to actually replace this part, it's pretty easy, guys. To fit it is pretty easy too. Now to see it, to see how much you actually have to see how much material you have to take off, that's kind of a bitch. Now, to fit it here, what happens is, with your beaver tail safety, it kind of fits down in the gun, and like here's your trigger bar, and it kind of meets up with the beaver tail safety right here. So when you press the beaver tail safety in, it comes up, and then your trigger is able to come back and actually disengage, or actually engage, so that it'll fire. And then when the beaver tail safety goes back into position, it blocks it from engaging again. So sometimes you need to remove a little bit of material right here on this little area right here, right there. Okay, so but take off small amounts, guys. Again, be patient. Like I've been telling you through this whole series here, be patient. Okay, with this one, because I got it from Kimber, and this is a Kimber 1911, it fit in really well. And it actually worked, but it was a little rough. So what I did was I just took a little bit of fine grit sandpaper here, and I just hit it real quick. Took off a little bit of material, then took a steel brush here and just went over this area to smooth it out, take deburr, and now it works perfect in the gun. I mean, it's very, very smooth. And so let's show you guys how to actually reinstall that. Now, if you guys are having trouble fitting it and it's not working, okay, there's a really good video out there that a guy did. I'll try to make it a video response, or I'll try to ask him to make it a video response to this video to show you guys. He actually takes out his hammer and his sear and shows a light down on the inside here as he puts his beaver tail safety in. He goes through the thumb safety hole here, and he will actually show you guys where the trigger meets up to this beaver tail. And it's a really, really good example here. I can't do that right now, guys. I apologize for that. I haven't ever taken my hammer and my sear out, and I don't really want to do that on camera until I have to. So yeah, until I actually feel comfortable doing it. So but as of right now, this one fit really easily, so I didn't really have to do a whole bunch of modifications on it. With the Wilson Combat one, from the other Wilson Combat parts I've replaced, they come over molded, so you're probably going to have to take quite a bit off. But again, guys, it depends on your gun. It depends on the specific area on your trigger and how it meets up. So be very, very careful. Take small amounts. If you don't want to take your hammer and your sear out, okay, just take small amounts off of this area right here where my nail is. Just take small areas off, or a small amount each time, and just keep trying to fit it, okay? The thumb safety took me about 2 hours to fit, and I'm figuring the beaver tail safety, will take probably about an hour to fit if you're taking your time and, you know, making sure that it fits correctly. So I'm going to show you guys how to install it back in. Now your mainspring housing is down a little bit, and you want to make sure that this hammer bar here kind of moves back and forth. I don't know if you guys can see that there. It's right here, this long piece. It actually connects into the spring in the housing here. So you want to make sure that that's sitting in. You want to kind of shake it forward and make sure that it's sitting in the little area where it can go down into the main housing. Chad, if you want to show that, you can.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's show you guys.
No, that's not going to work. Here.
Sorry guys, the lighting doesn't really
Yeah, the
do
lighting
it
really
justice.
doesn't help us out here. There we go. Haha! Alright. Now, do you guys see that there? There's a little spot where that hammer strut has to fit in. Okay? So you need to shake it forward out like that. See it kind of fit in there?
Yep.
Okay. So you want to make sure that that fits in there, guys. The first time I did it, I didn't catch that all the way. And so, trial by error. Or trial and error. Now, with your Beaver tail safety used to fit it in, what you want to do, once you have that bar kind of in there, you just take those little hooks there, and you latch it onto your mainspring housing. And then you can just kind of move it forward in there, and then you can push your mainspring housing down. Now, if you don't have any pressure on that spring and your hammer's up, it should fit almost flush in there, guys. I mean, it's pretty flush. And at this point, the Beaver tail safety won't fall out. It's kind of hooked in. So then you can take your pin. Now there's a rounded edge on the Kimbers. There's a rounded side, and there's the little divot side that we showed you earlier. So you want to put the rounded edge in. Okay, and then you can just take your rubber mallet. Take your punch. There you go. You'll feel it snap in. And your Beaver tail safety should work. If you want to hold it in like that here until, or you can take your safety and slide it in there if you want. You make sure that it fits, that it actually moves nice and smooth there, guys. So, so that's how to remove the Beaver tail safety and replace it. If you guys have trouble with it, let me know. So we're going to do the magazine release here in part 5. So that's part 4 of all like the actual slide pieces, and you know, the safeties and things like that. If you guys have any questions, again, let me know and I'll try to help you as much as possible. Send me a video response, and you know, I can try to make one back to you, you know, and help you out as much as possible. So again, this is Ryan from CNR Reviews. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe.